Good morning. Well, I wanted to tell you about something that some of you may be surprised to hear, okay? So you know that I try to eat healthy. By the way, this is a picture of me with my mother. Try to get the glare off. Oh, how can I do this? Yes, not photoshopped or anything. That was me, probably back, could have been the 1980s, 90s, early 2000s. Okay, now I personally find it, I look at that and I go, whoa, that was me. It's difficult for me to believe that was me. But you know, inside, I was the same person. It's just the outside of me looked very different. No, it wasn't just that the outside looked different. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. There was more to it. So, I was saying, I try to eat healthy. And for the last couple of weeks, I had added back in fruit. And I was eating just a lot of regular food, but particularly I was adding in fruit because, you know, sometimes I try to take off a few pounds here and there, then I go back to regular food as it's necessary. And, well, I say as it's necessary. It's always necessary to go back to regular food. I try to take off a few pounds if and as it's necessary. So I had added in eating blueberries to my eating, okay? And blueberries are a trigger for me. They're so nice and sweet. These were frozen blueberries, okay? And I would eat them with non-fat yogurt. That's healthy, right? But I didn't stop at one serving. I would go back and I would have another bowl of nice non-fat yogurt with blueberries. And sometimes I'd have, 2, 3, 4 bowls. Way too much, okay? And why was it way too much? Well, I started getting bloated. Actually, some of my blouses in the back felt a little tight. And after a couple of weeks of doing this on and off, I said to myself, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You know, come to your senses. You're talking to people about eating healthy, and then every once in a while you're doing this. It's not healthy. I'm talking to myself. Self, you cannot keep making these exceptions because they count. Okay? They make a difference. Obviously they do. I was bloated, you know, I was putting on weight. I was putting on some fat back here. Whoa. So, a few days ago I decided, all right, you know, the thing called the dope slap. Sometimes online they have that little emoji like this. It's like, oh my gosh. Well, yeah, so I gave myself a dope slap and I said, listen, you. You got to pull yourself together here. So my daughter came over. I said, take all these blueberries away. Take them to your house. Her kids like them as a snack. They're little kids. Wonderful. What a great snack, right? To have blueberries instead of candy or chips or something like that, or eating random cereal or whatever. So she took them away. Now I still have my yogurt, but I either eat it plain or sometimes, see, I have this whole big thing here. It's full of Crystal Light type powdered drinks, and you can shake a little bit of that on some non-fat plain yogurt. Oh, it's so delicious. It makes these little bursts of flavor. You know, so I've gone back to that. Well, after just a couple of days, do you know what? There's the difference from this me. I'll show you for those people who just tuned in, okay? That was me it was a long ago past, but for a lot of my life. The difference, as I said, is a lot more than just the outside looks. The difference is the feeling inside, okay? And this is my main point, all right? So, I made some poor choices, a lot of poor choices then. Several poor choices in the last couple of weeks. And now, okay, I'm not letting my past determine my future. I'm saying, I don't have to go on this way. And you know what's happened? I feel good. You know that James Brown song, I feel good, do 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 do. I knew that I would now, okay? I knew that I would feel better if I started eating reasonably. I did it, and I'm feeling so good. You know, back then, here's the thing, okay? I keep talking about eating healthy, and I've been doing this for over 2 years now. And you would think that I'd have it down pat. Well, it takes support to keep doing something that's good, because these days there's not a lot of support out there, is there? Ads, you know, TV, magazines, billboards, marquees on stores and everything. They're all trying to get you, oh, they're like my old grandma Bertha, who came over from the old country in the early 1900s. She'd go around, S, 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 eat, eat, eat. Her way of showing love was to get you to eat. Well, she came from an era where there were a lot of people who did not have enough food. In fact, there are a lot of people that came to this country in the late 1800s and early 1900s because it was so difficult in their countries. And they came here and they could find work and they could feed their families. Well, so her way of showing love was to tell you eat and to provide food. But now, gee whiz, we have got plenty of food, right? We probably need grandmas going around saying, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat. But what I want to tell you is the feeling, the good feeling you have, the feeling of not being bloated, okay? I'm not bloated, my tummy was sticking out so much the last few days. Now, I feel good. I feel comfortable in my own skin. And I have a good feeling, a feeling of well-being. And it's simply from eating healthy stuff instead of, in my case, binging on blueberries. Some of us say, well, I'm eating healthy food. No, there's such a thing as too much, right? Blueberries are healthy, but in a certain amount. You can overdo it on anything. My gosh, you could probably overdo it on lettuce. I imagine it's possible. Or celery. Anyhow, so I just want to tell you, during this time in particular, as adults, sometimes it's difficult to make adult decisions. We want to let things slide because there is so much stress and anxiety and pressure and, I don't know what's going on in your home, but I know in a lot of homes, people have got cabin fever. They're ready to tear their hair out. And anyway, so it's hard to make the right decisions. And especially for you moms, you're usually the last one that you take care of. You take care of everybody else first. I remember when I would make dinners for my kids and I would make sure they had enough, give them the best parts, and because I wanted them to have the good stuff. Moms, take care of yourself. You take care of yourself, then you have something to give. You have the energy and the good feelings and the love to give to the rest of your family and those that you take care of. Okay? And part of taking care of yourself is eating healthy. And for some of you, you know, you may be a big mama like I was, okay? But you don't have to let that determine your future. You can make a change anytime. Just like I stopped the blueberry binging after on and off for a couple of weeks. And now, already after a couple of days, I'm feeling so much better and looking better. You can do this. It's hard sometimes to make an adult, responsible decision, but I tell you what will make it easier. So really think it through. It's likely probably you've already thought it through a number of times, but write it down. When you write something down, it somehow makes it more real. Write it down and think about, how can I accomplish this? Okay, eat more healthy. You can't just say, okay, eat more healthy. How are you going to do that? Write down the steps for you that will enable you to eat more healthy. For me, the first step was get those blueberries out of the house. You know, and then go ahead and shop for the things that are good for you to eat. I'll show you my fridge real quick. Oh, golly, I don't know what we're going to see. Okay, so we got a lot of salad, got yogurt and eggs. I'm not a real big meat eater. Under here is a lovely portobello mushroom pizza. I got pickles, I got string cheese, I got almond milk and oat milk. Oh, and by the way, in my freezer, I have frozen veggies, and this is an ice cream machine. I'm going to use it to make ice cream out of the healthy shakes that I drink. So you got to figure out the steps to get you to your goal and write those down. And then, you know what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up out of that chair and go do it. God bless you. I'm rooting for you.